Forgotten homelands, Black Hebrew Israelite hate. Cultural disconnection. Many Black Hebrew Israelite groups propagate the belief that Africa holds no significance in their spiritual or cultural heritage. They often reject African traditions and customs, instead focusing on a perceived Hebrew identity disconnected from the continent. Neglect of African roots. Some African Americans, influenced by societal biases and historical narratives, distance themselves from their African heritage. This disconnect from their roots can lead to a lack of appreciation for Africa's contributions to their identity and history. Anti-African sentiments. Certain factions within the Black Hebrew Israelite movement harbor negative attitudes towards Africa, viewing it as a place of spiritual darkness or inferiority. This disdain for the continent further alienates African Americans from their ancestral homeland. Historical trauma. The legacy of slavery and colonialism has left deep scars on the collective psyche of Black communities worldwide. This trauma can manifest in internalized racism and a sense of shame or indifference towards Africa and its people. Cultural stereotypes. Media portrayals and societal stereotypes often depict Africa in a negative light, reinforcing perceptions of the continent as primitive or backwards. These distorted representations can influence how African Americans view their ancestral homeland. Lack of education. Limited access to accurate historical information and cultural resources may contribute to the erasure of Africa from the consciousness of African Americans. Without proper education about their heritage, many may remain unaware of Africa's significance in shaping their identity. Economic disparities. Socioeconomic disparities within Black communities can create barriers to reconnecting with African roots. Financial constraints may prevent travel to Africa or participation in cultural exchange programs, further perpetuating a sense of detachment. External influences. External factors such as Western imperialism and neocolonialism continue to impact Africa's development and global perception. These influences shape how African Americans perceive the continent and may contribute to feelings of apathy or resentment. Cultural appropriation. The appropriation of African culture by dominant societies without acknowledgement or respect for its origins can also contribute to a sense of disconnection among African Americans. This commodification of African traditions further marginalizes the continent in the eyes of its descendants. Healing and reconciliation. Despite these challenges, there is hope for reconciliation and healing between African Americans and Africa. By acknowledging the rich tapestry of African heritage and reclaiming their roots, Black communities can forge stronger ties with the continent and embrace a more inclusive sense of identity. Michael Massa.